This is the trade that I took from a 15-minute bullish breaker. We didn't have any news today, so I definitely wanted to make sure that I waited for time and price to execute. So I entered in a long once I saw this 15-minute breaker develop. I also noted relative equal highs at 48.88, and given the time, I was looking for price to run up and grab those. Part of my trading setup is using time and price, so I am often looking for moves to execute at 8:30 and 9:30. Also, there's usually a sell down in the market between 10 and 10:30, and so I try and plan my trades around these specific times. It helps me to stay consistent and also gives me more confidence in getting into a trade. So this is the 5-minute, and here I see another breaker forming, and so gives me more confidence to stay in the trade and wait for price to hit my target. While I'm in a trade, I do like to toggle back and forth between different times. It just helps me to get a better idea of where price is going. And here I am outlining those relative equal highs that are at 48.88. I like to have a visual reminder on the screen of my targets, and I'm just labeling it here. Generally for buy side liquidity, I like to label green, and then for sell side, I like to label red. And most of the time I'm using a dash line, so I just think it looks a little bit cleaner, and I like to try and keep my chart as clean as possible. It helps me to visualize where I'm going. I like to stay on the 15-minute chart sometimes because it is less candles, there's less visual noise, and I can really focus on where I think price is going to see if my thesis plays out. So I'm very happy with where we are right now, just waiting for it to play out, and I'll fast forward a bit. So we are getting close to my exit. My target, like I said, those relative equal highs at 48.88, and so I set my price for 48.88.25, just to ensure that you're taking out that liquidity one tick above. And sometimes when we get here, price does a little bit of waffling, but I realize the time, it's a few minutes before 8:30, so I sit in the trade knowing that right at 8:30, price is going to take that liquidity level, and pretty much that's exactly what happened. So here's the execution of those trades. I did layer in once I had more confidence, and it worked out. 10 before 10.